About 8 years ago, I received from my daughter Alexis the most beautiful fruit basket I had ever seen. Every single piece of fruit was perfectly ripe, it was perfectly packed, and it was from the Manhattan Fruitier. And I'm here today with Drew Plake, the creative director. Hi, Drew.
Hi, Martha.
Drew, your baskets have such a lush look. Where did you get the idea for such beautiful baskets?
We look at Flemish still life paintings, we look at architecture, lots of inspirations.
And Drew has promised to show us where the fruits come from, how they're packed, and how they're shipped.
Okay. We're starting today with an unpeeled willow basket.
So the first thing you do is line the basket with greenery.
Right. This time of year, leatherleaf fern. At Christmas, we might use boxwood, juniper, and the lining allows us to keep the fruit from getting damaged.
So this takes the place of the sisal or the
no
cellophane.
excelsior, no
yes.
packaging.
Oh wait, you have to tell us everything. You have to tell us all the different fruits. Yes.
Well, those are called sweeties, and it's a grapefruit type fruit from Israel. We use the more durable fruit on the bottom so it doesn't get damaged. A regular navel orange.
Do you wash all the fruit before you pack it or not?
We don't.
No.
Because we find it lasts longer if we don't. So it gives the people who receive the basket a longer shelf life with them.
Right. I love these little finger bananas.
They're from Ecuador, and they're really best when they get totally black. We also add little inserts with lady apples, lined with lemon leaves again so they don't get damaged.
I think they're so charming within the big basket.
And it keeps them together. It keeps everything from shifting to the bottom. You can just put that in on this side the same way.
So seckel pears.
Seckel pears, local growers. We love anything that's done right in the area.
Oh, what a magnificent cluster of grapes. What kind are these?
These are muscats from Italy. Oh. We use 2 or 3 varieties.
And these
are black ribiers. And these are red flames.
Now, where are these coming from?
They're still from California. Shortly, they'll be coming from Chile again.
They are so pretty.
Each basket gets an additional item. These are cheese sticks, hand-rolled cheddar cheese sticks that we just wrap up in paper to make look nice. Next, we add some greenery. This is variegated pittosporum. If you're from Florida or California, you might have this as a hedge.
Yes, and we use the berries for the wreaths at Christmas time. They're very beautiful berries.
And it also keeps the next layer of fruit from damaging the bottom layer.
And it's your natural excelsior, isn't it?
It's our padding.
Right.
Now, also depending on the season, we happen to have cherries.
Beautiful, bright red cherries. Not the Bing cherries. Those are South American right now?
But they are from Chile. Lastly, we add the fruits that are more fragile. We have the fruit of a nopal cactus there.
Now, how do you suggest eating that?
You cut either end off, slice the skin off, and just scoop the flesh. It has tiny little black seeds, and they're also edible. Okay.
And here's your Japanese persimmon.
Yes, it is. It's a fuyu.
I love those.
There are several varieties of persimmons, and they're eaten in different ways. We have little tags that we include.
Yes.
Eat when crisp. Sometimes people aren't familiar with every variety.
And here's one more. It's for the passion fruit.
Passion fruit, which we can put in next.
I know. If someone sees this little wrinkled fruit, they're going to think, oh.
Well, wrinkled is best.
Right.
Wrinkled is ripe, and that's what our little tag says. So we just stick those in wherever there's a convenient spot. And what's left?
A Shojuro pear. What do you call that?
Well, I just call them Japanese apple pears, although nowadays they're grown in this country. We also use kumquats, which are also very high in vitamin C.
Oh, and so good to eat. People don't even know you can eat them because they're so tart.
Very unusual fruit in that the skin is sweeter than the flesh.
Right, and edible.
And the last thing we add is a little bit of flowers. This is heather, which we use during the fall and winter season.
And Drew, I've been eyeing those little baskets of perfectly formed marzipan.
Well, occasionally we have special requests, and they mimic our fruits.
Look at that perfect plum. And that, a wonderful pomegranate, lady apples, and pears.
When somebody requests something like this, it's something that we just add right in.
And now to hold the fruit in the basket, what do you use?
Well, for local deliveries, we use netting rather than shrink wrap.
This looks like my raspberry netting.
Similar sort of thing. We like the netting because it allows the fruit to breathe rather than trapping it in the plastic. If you notice, the basket had waxed linen ties.
Oh, and that's what these strings are for in the basket.
Right.
I'm tying this side for you.
Good.
Just in a knot?
Just in a knot. This keeps the fruit from wandering around while it's in the van.
And where does one put a gift card?
Tie it right on the top. And of course it says, to Martha on it.
Now this one is going to be delivered by hand, but how would you ship this kind of fruit if you were going to ship it by parcel post or FedEx?
We ship fresh fruit in a hamper packed with Excelsior. Now we use the hampers because they can breathe.
How beautiful.
We send overnight, but we try to pick things that are a little firmer so that you have a chance to let them ripen and they don't get damaged in the shipping.
And then this is put in a carton?
Right. And in the summer, of course, we use ice packs.
What about the dried fruits? I just got a box of your most magnificent assortment of dried fruits.
Well, we also pack dried fruit, and we do them in these little handmade wooden boxes tied up with string.
That bookbinder's thread. Yeah, this is what mine looked like. So why don't you describe what's in here?
Well, it's a great gift because you get a lot of little presents inside to unwrap. These are medjool dates. We also have roasted almonds, which are roasted here in the city fresh. We have Calamurna figs from California. Very thin sliced Bartlett pear wafers.
Those were so delicious. I ate those first.
So thin you can see through
Yes.
them. Raisins dried directly on the branch, so they're very sweet. We also include a little chest of crystallized ginger from Australia.
How beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Drew, for letting us enter your very special world here at 105 East 29th Street, the Manhattan Fruitier. It is really like going into a Flemish painting to see all these amazing arrangements of fruits and wonderful items like chocolates and crystallized candy.
Thank you so much for coming, Martha.
Well, I enjoyed it tremendously.